junior, number 24, Sarah Hamilton. And a 5'10" senior, number 40, Sophie Van Stoop. The coaches for Ottawa Hills, Rachel Kuhara, Bridget Jerkowitz, Sean Yemma, and Tim Lamont, the head coach.
All right, there you have it. There's your starting lineups for tonight's district semifinal matchup between the Liberty Center Tigers and the Ottawa Hills Golden Bears. Ottawa Hills Golden Bears will be in the home whites with the green trim. Liberty Center in their road blacks with the orange and black on the trim. It'll be Aletha Fosnight jumping it up against the 5'11" sophomore Kendall Stiver. And here we go, tournament basketball underway from the Grand Canyon. It'll be controlled by the Ottawa Hills. And there's Skyver right down the lane, right off the bat, up and in. Good body control, good finish there by Stiver. Quick 2-0 lead for the Bears on that three-chord scoreboard. Ottawa Hills comes out in the zone mark, 2-3, putting Stiver out top. Van Sloot in the middle, Addie Davis for deep three, no good. Rebound, away to Kale. Here come Ottawa Hills back the other direction, and there it is, Brooklyn Moeller guarding Stiver. Skyver, I'm sorry, I said Stiver. Three-pointer, good. That's Kale from the corner. Brody Kale, the 5'8" junior, knocks one down to give the Ottawa Hills a quick 5-0 lead. Just 45 seconds in. Sitting back in this 2-3. Going to give up the outside shots. Brooklyn Moeller for three, heard no good. Chloe Moeller battles for the board, comes out of there with it. Good rebound by Chloe. Chloe's open, corner three, good.
That's going to be big, Greg, in that zone defense to bring them out, force them to guard out top.
Chloe Moeller knocks one down, gets the Tigers their first bucket of the game, 5-3. Caston Miller guarding Van Sluten. They're going to put Skyver on the block on Brooklyn Moeller. It's now Fosnight. Van Sluten up top. Tigers sticking to that man-to-man. Van Sluten hard right hand baseline shot up, no good. Rebound Green Bears. Kale from the corner, this one no good. Rebound Addie Davis. Here come the Tigers. Addie Davis will push. She attacks, gets the middle lane, deflected. Foul's going to be called.
Yeah, I like that. You know, the ability and the desire for them to attack the bucket like that, Greg, is going to be key here.
Good attack there by Addie, you're right. She saw that, and you could see it about half-court mark in transition. She was going to get to the rim or at least try to it, so it'll be Addie Davis at the line for a pair.
First one up and in for Addie Davis.
Addie Davis, a 73% free throw shooter coming in, Mark, so I feel like that's the one you want at the line for Coach Davis.
Well, and you want her to attack.
Yeah. And, you know, for a shooter like Addie, seeing a couple free throws go in early could be big if they're going to stick in that zone. She's going to get some clean looks up top, knocks down a pair of free throws, ties it up 5-5 here on that three-chord scoreboard. Ottawa Hills brings it up. That's Potts. Finds Skyver. Nice crossover. She attacks baseline. Good pass. No good. The layup not able to make it was Sarah Hamilton, the 5'8" junior. Nice play by Skyver. Ottawa Hills not able to capitalize.
Yeah, she also has about 9 assists a game.
That makes sense. That's a great pass right there. Draw the defense, dump down. Hamilton just not able to finish. So Tigers will work it around the perimeter here against that 2-3 zone. Fosnight, jumper, rolls, good. Aletha Fosnight mid-range. Stop me if you've heard that one before, Mark. That's what she does. Yeah. So it'll be Caston Miller up top. Garden Van Sluten. Coach Davis barking out defensive instructions here from the side. Here comes a wing ball screen. Skipped over to Skyver. Guarded by Brooklyn Moeller. Down to Potts. Nice up fake. Good job, Brooklyn Moeller.
Oh! Yeah.
Brooklyn Moeller with those quick hands. I'm going to say we're going to call that one. I don't know what we'll call that one.
Yeah.
That was good D. Good rotation there by Brooklyn.
Well, that's the key, the rotation there. You don't like the foul, but you certainly like the play.
Yeah. First one up and good for Potts. Alexa Potts, the 5'3" junior. 5:08 to go. Potts' second one ties it up. 7-7, 5:08 to go here in the first quarter. Ottawa Hill's going to stick to that 2-3 zone here early. One nice thing about that, with the Tigers maybe, Mark, not being quite as deep, the pace maybe when you need to, you can slow the pace down a little bit. Here comes the corner play. Addie Davis from the corner. 3-ball, just off the mark. Chloe Moeller battles for the board, not able to get it. It's Potts on the rebound. She'll give off to Skyver, and Skyver will control. Being guarded by Brooklyn Moeller. Crossover down the lane, traveled. Yes, she did. Nice job by Brooklyn. Brooklyn pulled the chair there, got her to take a couple extra before the gather. Good.
Yeah, that's going to be an all-night assignment for Brooklyn Moeller.
And, you know, I would think, Mark, at some point they're going to maybe pull Skyver off the dribbling so much and get her down on the block because Brooklyn, that's her advantage. If Skyver's trying to drive the ball. Addie Davis, top of the key, 3. No good. Rebounded by Potts. Skyver runs the floor. Nice job by Skyver getting down. Right hand up. No good. Aletha Foss-Knight clears. And wraparound foul going to be called on Potts. That's the second layup there, Mark, for Ottawa Hills. You know, Hamilton won, Skyver won that I'm assuming they normally make.
Yeah, it could be just Grand Canyon jitters. It's happened to some.
Little full court pressure here from Ottawa Hills. Little diamond with Skyver on top. To the middle, deflected away. Turnover. Van Sluten deflected it. Caston Miller with a block. There's a three-pointer. Good. Brody Kale from the wing. Her second triple of the game puts the Lady Bears up 10-7 on that three-court scoreboard.
In that zone.
Lady Tigers being patient here. Deflected away by Skyver, but recovered by Chloe Moeller. And that's going to be a turnover there, a little over and back. Aletha Foss-Knight with a little errant pass there. Again, keep looking for Foss-Knight here to get to that high post mark. Skyver in the corner, reverses around to Potts. Potts a long 2, no good. Foss-Knight not able to secure it. It's Van Sluten in the corner. Back door, alley-oop. No, but the foul's called on. That's 2. That's 2 on Brooklyn Moeller.
Well, and you called that, Greg. I think one of the things that Ottawa Hill has to adjust, as you noted, is get her in a post. I mean, she's got a height and a length advantage.
Be interested to see now. I assume Brooklyn Moeller is going to take a seat. Who's going to draw the assignment of guarding Kendall Skyver?
I think you got to go to Chloe Moeller at that point.
Chloe Moeller, maybe even give Caston Miller with a little more length.
Yeah.
And move Foss-Knight down to Van Sluten, but second one up. This one's no good. Battle for the board. Caston Miller comes out of there with it. So Skyver splits the pair. Green Bears sticking to this 2-3 zone. Foss-Knight in the corner. First around. Addie Davis gets another clean look. This one, corner, no good. Good hustle. Caston Miller secures. Hit it. Kenna Corda, she'll take that 3-ball. No good. Long rebound again. Tigers, long shot, long rebound. Foss-Knight kicks. Corda, she'll try another wing 3. That one's going to be off left. Rebounded by Hamilton. Tigers getting good looks. Just got to knock a couple down. Skyver ahead of the pack. She'll go. Woo,
almost
got that one to go. Coach Davis going to take a timeout as the Bears from Ottawa Hills jump out to a 13-7 lead with 2:49 to go on that three-court scoreboard.
Well, and a couple stats that I did some went down the stat rabbit hole this afternoon at lunch. Liberty Center averaging 5.2 points in the first quarter this year. Ottawa Hills 13.5. So Ottawa Hills right on track. Liberty Center has had some good looks, though, Greg. I mean, threes bouncing off the rim.
I think if you're Coach Davis, Mark, at this point, you look at how they're playing with Van Sluten inside, Hamilton inside. That's a lot of length. I think you're going to live with mid-range jump shots from Foss-Knight and open threes from Addie Davis, Kenna Cordes, and the Moeller girls. I think that's what you're going to live with. You just got to knock a couple down.
Well, and I'm going to steal something from an interview you did at the Wasion game is when the shots just weren't going in, shooters got to shoot.
Shooters got to shoot.
That's always been my saying. That was me in high school. I wasn't much of a shooter, but I shot anyway. But you just got to shoot, and eventually they'll fall.
So what kind of adjustments is Coach Davis going to make here? Probably telling his girls, hey, you're good, just make shots. Just make the shot. Those are good shots, just make it. Chloe Moeller breaks the pressure. Up ahead, Kenna Cordes controls. Nothing there, reverse to Chloe. Good job with the press break there. Chloe Moeller on the wing. Got Caston Miller now outside. Pass again over the head. Just a little nervous. Just a little nervous there.
Yeah.
A little quick.
Little freshman-itis.
Yep.
And you don't say that normally because we're so far into the season, but this is different.
Yep.
This is
100%.
a different environment.
Van Sluten in the corner back. It's Kale again. She'll let one go from 3. This one no good. Caston Miller tracks down the board. Good rebound by Caston. Here come the Lady Tigers. It's Kenna Cordes. Addie Davis from the wing. Up fake. Guarded by Potts out there in this 2-3 zone. Good ball movement. This will be Chloe Muller, her second triple try.
Oh,
Almost got it to fall. That'll be a jump ball. Stays with the Lady Tigers.
I mean,
another good look.
You got to shoot.
Yep, another good look.
You just got to hope that eventually it starts dropping for the Lady Tigers.
Yep. 13-7, 2:02 to go.
And Ottawa Hills just packing that zone in. They're content.
There's
with letting
Kenna
them
Cordes
shoot.
in the corner. She'll let it go. No good. Chloe Muller, another offensive rebound. That's Chloe's about 3rd offensive rebound from that guard spot. And Tigers working around the perimeter, and I think Ottawa Hills at this point content with just letting them throw it around the perimeter and take those shots until they start falling. They'll turn over there on the baseline. Ottawa Hills pushes the other way. And Sluten to Potts. Potts long 2, no good. Rebound, Addie Davis. Tigers into the front court. Attacking it with this 3-guard setup here. Just need to knock some shots down here. Just get one to fall. Just get one and then see what happens after that.
Pull the trigger.
Right there, Addie, hit it. Wing 3, no good. Fosnight, great job battling for the board. Aletha Fosnight using her length mark to tip it to herself up and in. Gets the Tigers off of a long drought, 13-9 Bear. Ooh, Chloe Moeller almost gets a steal there. She is. You're right, Mark. There's your assignment. Chloe Moeller on Skyver.
Yeah, I think you trade a little bit of length for some experience.
Skyver hard right. Nothing there. Kicks. Kale corner. Brody Kale. Boom. Big first quarter. Big first quarter from Brody Kale. The 5'8 junior knocks down her 3rd triple
She's got
of the
9
first
right
quarter.
now. 3 for 4 from three-point land.
I think the Tigers doing a good job on Skyver to this point. Weren't anticipating the Kale knocking down that many triples to start the game. Tigers work it around the perimeter. Fosnight at the high post, down. Chloe Moeller in the corner.
Fire.
Addie Davis, she'll let one fly short. Good battle for the board, and up, no good. Kenna Cordes with the board. Tigers, another offensive rebound. She traveled, yep. But, Mark, the one thing that's kind of kept the Lady Tigers in there right now, they got about 6-7 offensive rebounds somewhere in that range early in this one. That's the one thing about rebounding. It's hard to rebound out of a zone, especially a 2-3 when you're shooting threes. That's long shots, long rebounds.
Yep. Paige
Somebody
Hill
get up. Yep, there you
and
go.
Chambers checks in.
Just want to make her pick it up and don't foul. Make her pick it up. Make her pick it up. Now don't foul. 3. Attack. Skyver pull up 3. No good. So at the end of the first quarter, that will be the Ottawa Hills Green Bears 16, the Lady Tigers 9.
Yeah, and I think 2 things, Greg, in this first quarter. Again, Ottawa Hills averaging 13.5% in the first quarter. Liberty Center only 5.2. So both teams are a little bit ahead of track. I think the key, two keys I see. Number one is, Liberty Center is 1 for 11 from three-point land, and maybe one of those 11 was not the best shot.
Yeah.
All of them were wide open, good looks. Chloe Moeller's was down in the basket, roll around, come back out. So, keep going.
And Chloe's the one that hit the 1-3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and you wouldn't – that's the one maybe you wouldn't expect to knock one down.
Right.
Addie and Kenna and Brooklyn and Chloe's the one to knock one down. So I think you're right, Mark. I think they're good shots. Just keep on shooting.
Yeah. And I didn't hear, I'm going to go back to your interview. What do you tell the kids at that point? I know you had that situation where you had that second quarter at Wauseon that every shot was a good shot. It just
you smile and say make them. That's about all you can do.
Just keep going. Eventually they'll fall in.
And you go back to that game and into the third quarter, not shooting well. In the fourth quarter, we were 3 for 5 from 3, and that kind of was a difference in the game. So
right.
I think if you're Coach Davis, you're only down 7. I think the one thing defensively now, you got to make a small adjustment to Kale. Brody Kale's knocked down 3 threes in this first quarter, so you're going to have to close out a little tighter, make her put it on the floor. Other than that, done a good job on Skyver, done a good job on the boards.
Well, the offensive rebounds has been phenomenal for the Lady Tigers.
So it'll be Ottawa Hills ball here to start. Tigers going to stick to that man-to-man. Van Sluten up top. She's being guarded by Caston Miller. It's stolen away. It's Addie Davis. She's pushing the other way in transition. Here it goes. Addie Davis gets it knocked away. Good hustle there by Potts. Alexa Potts did a nice job getting back. There's Kale. No good. Rebounded by Hamilton. Gets it out to Van Sluten. She'll find Potts, who will attack. Deflected away again by the Tigers. Oh, and we're going to get a foul called on the Lady Tigers on Chloe Moeller.
Ooch.
That's Chloe's first. Ottawa Hills underneath. Up top to Skyver. Skyver to the corner, finds Kale. Kale lets it go again from 3. That one's long. Long rebound goes to Potts. She'll control for the Lady Bears. Dump down, good job. Nice backside help. Looking for the post feed. Threw it over the top. Tigers backside help gets the steal. Back the other way.
Good rotation by Cordes back there.
Back to 2-3. Nice, good execution. Not able to get it to go. Nice job by the Tigers there, Coach Davis, in adjustment. Get that ball down to the short corner, dive the high post. A very effective way to attack a 2-3 zone, especially one that has that girl in the middle kind of playing high, trying to take away that high post shot of Aletha's. If she's able to dive on that short corner, you can get some good stuff out of it. So False Knight for a pair, gets it to go. Gets the Tigers to double digits here, 16-10, 7:08 to go, just started here the second quarter. And this Skyver for Ottawa Hills will take a seat here, Mark. The 5'11 sophomore sits down for a breather here. Second one for False Knight, good, 16-11. It'll be Van Sluten now bringing the ball up the floor.
Yeah, she has played a key role in a lot of the Ottawa Hills games, and we really haven't mentioned her name too much.
Ball deflected away. Potts in the corner in trouble, gives it to Kale. Back to Potts. Van Sluten will let one fly. She banks it home from 3.
I had to open my mouth, didn't I?
19-11. So Skyver goes out. Van Sluten on cue knocks down a triple. Puts that lead back up to 8. Addie Davis for the answer. Rims in and out. Caston Miller, big time rebound. No good. False Knight up. Got fouled again. Nice job. Aletha False Knight. And Mark, I know we don't have official rebounding stats, but we got to be, I'm gonna call that 8 offensive rebounds now. Maybe 8 or 9 offensive rebounds on those long shots. Just good job by the Tigers. And again, just while you're not shooting well, get to the free throw line, make your free throws, kind of keep it at bay here while you're not shooting well. You have to believe those shots are going to fall here at some point.
Yep. Aletha False Knight 3 for 3 from the free throw line.
And there's that quick break. Skyver comes back in. That was 2 fouls on Sophie Van Sluten.
Yeah.
So she'll have a seat. False Knight second. Pure 19-13. 6:28 to go here in the second quarter. Chloe Muller back on Skyver. Attacks with the right hand. Kicks. Kale down. Skyver up. She's going to get fouled. That one's going to be on Caston Miller.
I think as Ottawa Hills is making adjustments, they're getting her lower in the block.
Yeah.
As the clock ticks, and they're just dropping her down. And I think you pointed that out earlier with her length. That's going to be a huge advantage.
And the thing about having a girl that tall who's that athletic, the pass doesn't have to be perfect. You can throw the ball up kind of like they did there, and even if you have good backside help, she's athletic enough to catch it and finish it, even if you're in good position. Second free throw, no good. Battle for the boards. Quick jump ball. That'll go back to the Lady Tigers. So 1 for 2 for Skyver from the free throw line. 20-13.
They're 4 of 6. The Green Bears are from free throw line. Liberty Center 5 for 5.
Both teams a couple fouls here early in the second quarter, Mark. Something to keep our eye on. Get to that bonus. See if this is that That little corner action here for Addie Davis to get another 3 ball in the corner. There it is. Hamilton makes the adjustment and gets out. There's Davis from the wing. She got it. Don't hesitate, Kenna. There it is. Kenna Cordes, 3 ball. Boom!
Nice.
Kenna Cordes, confident stroke from the wing. 20-16. Lady Tigers cut that deficit to 4. Potts has it on the wing, guarded by Cordes. There's Kale again. She'll let one fly from 3. That one's no good. Long rebound. Skyver gets it. Deflected away by the Tigers and stolen away. Here comes Addie Davis back the other way. It's 5-on-4. Skyver's trailing. Dump down. Foss Knight. No, and there's Skyver on the trail.
Shoot
it.
Mid-range.
Stop it early. Stop it early. Good job, Chloe Moeller. Great job by Chloe Moeller right there. That doesn't count as a steal or a deflection, but rather than letting Skyver get deep with being 5'11", she stops her at the volleyball line. Skyver picks up her dribble, throws it away. Outstanding job by Chloe Moeller on the defensive end.
And I think that's where the defensive experience of Chloe Moeller comes into play.
So Tigers here with a chance to cut it from 4.
Fire it.
Addie Davis on the wing. Attack that gap, Chloe, then kick. Attack that gap, right in the middle, attack it, then kick it. Yep, there, kick it, hit it. Addie Davis, 3 ball, boom! Tigers are hitting. Oh, it was only a matter of time, Mark, and now their last 2 threes are knocked down. They've cut the lead down to 1. 20-19 on that 3-quarter scoreboard. There's Brody Kale. She'll let one go from 3. No good. Rebounded by Caston Miller. Big-time rebound.
Kale now 3 of 8. She was off to a 3-3 start. Missed the last 5.
See if the Tigers here can grab the lead. Be their first lead of the game, Mark, if they can get here. Down just 1. Foss Knight finds Davis. She's open. Top of the key. 3 ball. No good. Caston Miller with the save. Yep, and that's going to be out of bounds.
Good thought.
Chloe picked her feet up, but you got to be inbounds first before you can do that.
Right.
Good look there by Addie Davis, just not able to knock it down. So 4:25 to go. Tigers down 1 on that 3-quarter scoreboard. Van Sluten remains on the bench for the Lady Bears. Ottawa Hills being patient here. There's Kale. They left her. She lets it go again. Got it. That was a tough. Do I switch? Do I not switch? Brody Kale not hesitating, knocks one down. Puts him back up 4. There's Caston Miller in the middle. Addie Davis. She'll let it go from 3 atop the key. Boom! Addie Davis knocks down another triple. This will be a timeout for Coach Davis. 23-22. The Ottawa Hills Green Bears clinging to that 1-point lead with 3:50 to go here in that second quarter.
Hey, while we got a quick break, let's talk a little bit about our Tiger Sports Live schedule. A couple people have said, where's the games? They are listed on our YouTube site. The boys will play Friday night against the Northwood Rangers. And,
you got it.
That's going to be your opening tournament game. I think a lot of momentum in the boys' favor. And then we'll be right back. Girls, if the girls are victorious, we'll have that game for you. If the boys are victorious, we will be back here in the Grand Canyon to do that. So bear with us. Just keep track of our social media. We'll have these games. We will follow our boys and girls team. Also, I want to say congratulations to Joy Brown.
Absolutely.
4th year in a row on the podium for diving.
Unbelievable.
She takes second. She took second last year. What a great career she has had. A couple weeks from now, I'm going to be gone a little bit, but when we get back, we're going to have her in our studio for an interview. What a great career. Congratulations, Joy Brown.
Absolutely. Congratulations, Joy. What an unbelievable diving career she's going to finish, and what a legacy for any youngster out there who has interest in doing that. Great footsteps to follow in. So Ottawa Hills ball here, coming out of the timeout. Potts on the wing. That's number 11 from the wing corner, no good. Rebound, Skyver up, no good. Rebound, Foss Knight.
Kohler is 11.
Thank you. The Tigers come back down with another chance to take the lead. 23-22. Green Bears clinging to that 1-point lead. Tigers looking to take that first lead of the game. Tigers being patient here. They've switched it here to a little 3-2 now with Skyver up top. Changes the dynamic a little bit. Yep. So,
and that's their signature defense right there with her length up top there.
Quick reversal around. Chloe Moeller backside. Oh, they had her. Right idea. Yeah, right idea.
Yep.
That backside block was open. Chloe just not able to get the pass there.
That was great. I think that was a good sequence there for Liberty Center possession. There was no panic.
Yeah.
And you're in tournament time. You're trying to take the lead. Very good ball control. Very patient. Just they had her, as you said. Just
Sophie Van Sluten back in the game. Deflected away by the
Fosnight.
By the Tigers. Okay. Yep. So
it's the only player I can see, Greg, from where our vantage point is.
Van Sluten back in with those 2 fouls. Van Sluten open, 15-footer up, no good. Skyver with the rebound.
Yeah, I think they're going to get.
They're going to call Chloe
over the back.
That's going to be Chloe's second. Yep, that's going to be Chloe Muller's second foul. That's Brooklyn Muller now with 2, and Chloe with 2.
Yep.
Chloe's going to stay in the game with those 2 fouls. Into Van Sluten, back to Kale. On the backside, up, no good. Rebound by Caston Miller. That was 21. Mackey up with that backside shot, not able to finish.
How many little bunnies, we call them in my day. How many bunnies have they missed, or layups?
Yep, a lot. So Tigers will be patient here against this 3-2. Going to be real patient. You know, this is an interesting situation here, because if you're Ottawa Hills, you're the favorite here. If you're Coach Davis, you're only down 1. Brooklyn Muller has not played the entire half. Here's some action. Tigers don't like it. Coach Davis says pull it out.
And Ottawa Hills looking to the bench. What do we do?
Yeah, this is, I mean, if you remember back, Mark, this is back a long time ago. The Lady Tigers were playing, I believe, against Tenora in a game which they were not the favorite. And Tenora went to a 2-3 zone with about 5 minutes to go in the game. Tigers were down 1. Tigers held the ball to about a minute to go. And there was a lot of restless individuals thinking, what's the strategy? When you're the underdog, if you're down 1 with the ball, you take a shot at the end of half and it goes in, you're up 1, great. You take a shot at the end of half, doesn't go in, you're down 1.
Yeah.
So for Coach Davis here, I feel like this is the strategy that you go into halftime. Worst case, you're down 1. Best case, you're up 1 or 2.
Yeah, and as you said, it's house money at this point.
Absolutely.
You know.
Now here they go. Ottawa Hills gonna pressure. Tigers move it around. Now if you can finish this possession with the 3 ball, really gonna ignite the crowd after this. Ottawa Hills gets a deflection. Addie Davis will inbound it.
Yep, way back. That is a great play right there.
Yep, and here comes Addie Davis to get it. See if the Green Bears stay as aggressive. Nope, they're going to sink back.
Ooh, I don't like that.
Deflected away, Green Bears ball.
And Ottawa Hills coach Tim Lambert calling for 1 shot. Yeah, that's where I'm going to put the ball.
Chloe needs to be careful here, though. She's got a pair of fouls here. Chloe needs to be careful. Little double screen there. Oh, my goodness. Not a fan there. I'm not sure. No, that wasn't on Addie Davis. She just reached and grabbed the ball there. But it's not on Chloe, so it's just the first on Addie, and they don't go to the free throw line yet. We go a little 4 high here to inbound it. Backside. Shot up. No good. Rebounded by Cordes. Gets Davis with 8. Addie Davis is going to push with 5, 4. Gets it to Caston Miller. She'll let it go from the corner. Chloe Muller up, no good, and that'll take us to halftime. So after all that, we're going to go into halftime with the Lady Tigers trailing by just 1. It is the Ottawa Hills Green Bears 23 and your Lady Tigers 22.
All right, we'll be back right after this.
Hey, Tiger Sports fans, this 2025-26 Tiger Sports Live broadcast is brought to you by KK Collision, Meyer Badenhop Insurance, Affinity IT Group, Pisanello's Pizza, Ohio Asphalt Paving, Swanton Welding, Davis Farm Services, Holgate Metal Fab, Gerald Grain, Hill Asphalt, Mason Hill Construction, Engler Auctions, Dental Health Associates of White House in Sylvania, and Fessenden Hardware of Swanton.
We're back here, the Grand Canyon, and Liberty Center in this, Greg. Only down one. Ottawa Hills 23, Liberty Center 22. Scoring looks like this, or stats look like this. Ottawa Hills shooting 7 of 24 for 29%. Only 2 of 11 from two-point land. And as we said earlier, they missed a lot of layups, a lot of little short 3-5 footers. A lot of them bounced off the rim. They're actually shooting a better percentage from 3, 5 of 13. And Kale, at one point, she was 3 for 3 with 9 points, I think all in the first quarter.
Yep.
Liberty Center shooting 6 of 19 for 32%. So statistically, they're out shooting Ottawa Hills. Liberty Center 4 of 16 from three-point land, and only 2 of 3. They've only tried 3 two-pointers. When you talk about that, but Ottawa Hills is not shooting any better necessarily.
And I feel like, you're taking what the defense gives you, right? That's the defense that Ottawa Hills is kind of playing is giving you those 3 balls. And if it's, from Addie and those guards when their feet are set, those are good shots for the Lady Tigers.
Yep, Tigers 6 for 6 from the free throw line in the first half. Ottawa Hills 4 of 6. And scoring, Addie Davis with 8, Foz Knight with 8. Chloe Moeller with 3, Kenna Cordes with a triple for the Tigers, and for the Green Bears, Kale leads everybody with 12, Skyver with only 6, Van Luton 3, and Potts with a deuce, and that's it, scoring for
obviously this is my first time seeing Ottawa Hills, but just based on what Coach Davis said and in the scouting report, have to be surprised that Brody Kale is our leading scorer in this game with 4 threes from the outside, especially with Skyver's what seems to be a height advantage in her matchup. We'll see if Coach Lambert and the Ottawa Hills Green Bears decide to go to that maybe a little bit more, maybe take her off the perimeter and just put her on the block and let her use her size advantage over Brooklyn and Chloe, because I can tell you right now, we've seen it, Mark, for 23 games now. Her advantage is not going to be by putting the ball on the floor against those 2 perimeter guards. Those 2 are as elite of on-ball defenders in girls basketball as you can find. So be interested to see how they use Skyver in this second half. And also Van Sluten. She's their second leading scorer. The only time, Mark, she really got aggressive was when Skyver went to the bench there for that minute stretch or whatever it was. She took a 3 and banked it in and had a couple other where she attacked quickly. But other than that, she's just kind of been just one of the pieces not really being aggressive while Skyver's on the floor.
Yeah, and Van Luton, to me, Greg, looks like the model post player you want for girls basketball, even boys. She's thick, she's tall, she's got long arms, she's athletic, and she's been running the perimeter. They've been running her off of ball screens up top, and it's like, okay. I went back, you mentioned about Skyver and getting her down underneath. I went back and watched the actual Evergreen game where they got beat by 20, and they never adjusted her down underneath. I think they thought her athleticism was going to be okay, but as you said, Liberty's on-ball defenders just changed that a little bit. So we'll see if the Coach Tim Lambert for the Green Bears makes that adjustment.
And when you've got what appears to be Coach Davis has found somebody, one of the 5 that he's willing to help off of and give him an open shot, and that one defender is it's almost like 1.5 defenders on Skyver, 1.5 on Van Sluten. That makes it difficult for them from the perimeter standpoint to drive in. Now put them on the block, it makes it a little bit different.
Yeah, it's essentially, other than a single bucket, only 3 Golden Bears have even tried it. Have scored. So
the interesting stats there, Mark, especially that 2 for 3 for the Tigers from 2, only 3 2-point attempts. That's a interesting stat.
11 two-point attempts for the Green
Ottawa
Bears.
Hills,
Yep, only 2 made.
So there's the first one. They tried to go right down to her and just missed the pass. So, all right, well, the adjustment quickly was, all right, throw it over the top here, and they did. Just not able to execute the pass. So Tigers, they'll get possession here just 9 seconds into the third quarter. Ottawa Hills in that 3-2 zone now, so the one they finished the half on. Addie Davis in the corner. Foss Knight high post. That's her shot. Got it. That's her shot. And the Tigers take their first lead of the game, Mark. It's just 30 seconds into the third quarter here. Tigers take a 1-point lead, 24-23. Van Sluten now on the block against Caston Miller. They'll reverse it around. Van Sluten, Skyver on the perimeter here. Brooklyn Moeller doing a great job on her. Potts attacks. Ball deflected. You're going to get a jump ball. Letha Fosnight.
Going to go to Liberty.
Yep. Lady Tiger basketball on the jump arrow. So now they're going to extend it a little bit here. This is what we talked about at halftime, Mark. There's Skyver on top of this with that length. You got to be careful here. Simple passes aren't so simple anymore. Sideline to Brooklyn Moeller. Brooklyn Moeller attacks, gets to 2 feet, kicks back to Addie Davis. Good job there by Brooklyn. Tigers will control. There's Addie Davis. Down, dump down. There's Fosnight up for 2. No good. Deflected off Brooklyn Moeller. There's that baseline set, though. Got the ball short corner. Dove the high post to Fosnight. Just not able to finish over some length down there, but good action there by the Tigers.
Yeah, I think Fosnight is a problem for them because if you go to cut off the baseline, she can pull up and hit that mid-range.
Fosnight at the high post. Van Sluten at the high post. Good step through. Not able to get it. Going the other way. That'll be on Skyver. Yep. Good box out by. So, Mark, even though they have not executed yet, you can tell the talk at halftime for Ottawa Hills is getting that ball into the paint. Skyver dove, didn't get her. Van Sluten on the block there. That's 2 straight possessions where they're trying to get the ball in the paint, trying to use that size advantage a little bit, just not able to execute.
It's Skyver's first foul, team's first here in this half.
Sideline, there's Van Sluten, good read there. It was open for a second. Van Sluten, good hustle. Chloe Moeller gets it back for the Lady Tigers. It's going to be pouthed away by Caston Miller. Ball on the floor, jump ball. That's tournament basketball right there. Bodies hitting the deck, the ball flying everywhere. That's 10 girls who want to win a basketball game in February. We're still in February.
I say
We're still in
February.
February.
Feels like.
We're getting there though. So it'll be Green Bears basketball on that possession arrow. Be Potts out top.
Greg, you watch her dribble the ball. She almost turns it over.
The one she did. And there's Chloe Moeller on the perimeter. She gets the
That's
deflection.
a foul.
They're going to call a jump ball. Lady Tigers will get it. That might have been
you love it, though.
Timeout. Coach Lambert early here. Lady Tigers that 1-point lead just 2 minutes into the third quarter. Little sloppy on both ends, Mark. Couple turnovers for each team. A few jump balls on the floor. Usually when you see that many jump balls, just some indecisiveness maybe.
Passes a little
off. Yeah, maybe not using a pass fake like you should. But the Lady Tigers, again, they're clinging to their first lead of the game. And the longer you go in this game, Mark, where the Lady Tigers have the lead or hanging around, the more the pressure mounts on the Ottawa Hills Green Bears. The pressure's not for the ladies in the black. We talked about that earlier. This is house money. The season they've gone through already. But there's no pressure on these Lady Tigers. They can just go play free here. Maybe part of the reason why they're willing and able to take all those perimeter shots. If you're open, let it fly.
Yep.
So back to the 2-3 zone for the Green Bears. Addie Davis will bring it up.
And Coach Davis is calling out the plays. He's like, be patient.
Here's Chloe. Back to Brooklyn. Brooklyn's going to attack. Not there. Chloe, Fosnight, Davis, wing, 3. Ooh, in and out. Fosnight, big-time rebound. Letha Fosnight with another offensive rebound for the Lady Tigers. A stat that they are dominating at this point. There's Brooklyn Moeller on the wing. Tigers can be patient here against this 2-3 zone. Addie Davis, 3-ball, boom! Addie Davis again from the wing. The Tigers extend that lead to 4, 27-23. Skyver with the ball up top for Ottawa Hills. She's trying to get down to that block. Chloe Moeller guarding Kale. Up top to Skyver. Nice, there it is. Yep, there it is. Simple back cut, throw it up high where nobody else can get it. Skyver knocks it down, cuts the lead in half.
Well, Brooklyn Moeller, all she can do is try to cut off the angle of the run. She can't jump as high as Skyver can.
Ottawa Hills sticking to that 2-3. Ball goes right through the hands. Turnover, Lady Tigers. Even though that's a turnover, Mark, you don't want to live with it. Coach Davis probably frustrated. That's not a pick six, though. That's not a turnover that led to points on the other end. You get to set your defense here. Those are turnovers that you can overcome with a good defensive stand. Kicked out, so now there she is. Yep, Skyver working through the block a little bit here. Van Sluten with it, being guarded by Caston Miller. That's senior being guarded by freshman. Ottawa Hills will be patient here. Picks up her dribble, finds Kale. Kale being guarded by Chloe. There it is, up top again. Up, no good, but she'll go to line for 2. And Mark, there's nothing complicated about the way they're trying to get her the ball. Cutting through the lane, if you see her, if you can see her eyes, throw it up to her, let her go get it, and that's kind of what they're doing those last few possessions.
So as a coach, Greg, what adjustment do you make?
Well, there's 2 ways you can kind of one, you got to get ball pressure on the passer, but the way that they're guarding the Green Bears, where some of those girls that they're not guarding as tightly, you have to just live with some perimeter jump shots. Bring the backside defender. Instead of trying to grab it, you just jump and poke it away from her, poke it to the perimeter. Hopefully your team can come up with it. Skyver's second one good. She'll split the pair.
3 of 6 from the free throw line for her today.
Tigers clinging to that 1-point lead here halfway through the third quarter. Back to the 3-2 zone for the Green Bears. Skyver at the point of it. You know, Mark, she's got however many steals she has on the season. I'm going to guess a whole lot of them come from deflected passes in this zone right here. A lot of length out top with Skyver at the point of this 3-2. Tigers remaining patient here. They're going to work that ball around, find Caston Miller. Caston skip. There's that deflected pass from Skyver. Oh, deflected away. Skyver in the open. Don't follow her. Yep, smart decision. She'll go and take the layup. So Ottawa Hills regains the lead, 28-27.
She averages 5 steals a game, 3 blocks, and 9 deflections.
Good pass down. Nice job. Great job by Foss Knight right there. You know, you talk zone offense, Mark, and one of the things at the high school level especially that becomes a bad habit is you don't square up and look at the basket, get your eyes to the rim. Aletha did a great job of squaring up, keeping her eyes down the floor. And as a result, she's able to find Brooklyn Moeller underneath for an open what was an open layup that she got fouled on. Brooklyn off on the first one. Substitutions here for the
Potts
Green
checks
Bears.
in for Hamilton.
Thank you. Brooklyn Moeller, second one up. That one no good. Battle for the rebound between Foss Knight and Van Sluten. Ooh. Tough for us to see from this angle. Mark, maybe her foot on the line that she tried to save that ball. So we remain 28-27 Green Bears. 3:13 to go here in the third. Potts up top. Kale, she'll let one fly from the corner. No good. Addie Davis rebounds. She's going to push. Nope, she's going to pull it back. Guarded by Van Sluten. Here comes Chloe Moeller back the other way. Brooklyn Moeller in the corner. Nothing there. They get that ball to the corner. It's a tough spot to be because, that's a tough spot to be in. Brooklyn Moeller, good hustle. Chloe Moeller, good hustle. Going to get the foul on Skyver attacking. And, Mark, as you're kind of watching that, against this 3-2, when you get that ball down to the corner, I know it's open initially, but what that allows Skyver to do is get flat and just read the pass. She can either shoot the passing lane on the wing, that skip pass she can get with her length and athleticism. It is a tough ask to get that ball out of the corner with a perimeter-to-perimeter pass. First free throw's up and good.
Yeah, we always talk about when we're calling games about that sideline being that extra defender, and basically they're just boxed in at that point.
And when you do get the ball to the corner, I just mentioned Aletha getting her eyes to the rim. I'm not sure Caston did get her eyes to the rim there. Get those eyes down. Look, see if you have something below the free throw line first. And if you do, that'll at least draw Skyver down a little bit.
13 for Skyver.
So she splits the pair there. Green Bears up 30-27.
It's the third foul on Chloe Moeller.
That ball goes to the corner. Eyes down. Caston Miller lets one fly deep from 3. No good. Rebound by Hamilton. Mackey. Ahead. Just throw it up. No good. Boy, they trust Skyver to catch the ball, don't they? Because
yes,
they just
whip it
that
down
thing
there.
down there.
Chuck it to me. I got it.
That's like watching Randy Moss back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Just put your finger up.
Yep.
I'm going deep. Throw it to me. I'm going to get it no matter what.
Tap the helmet, run.
Yep. Skyver back to the line again for a pair. First one up and good. Right now, Ottawa Hills making their living at that free throw line here in the third quarter, Mark.
Yeah, overall, they're 8 of 11 from the free throw line.
5 of those makes here in the third. Or 4 of them, excuse me. Second one's off. Foss Knight with the rebound. So Tigers hanging in there.
Skyver 6 of 10 from the free throw line for the game.
See how the Tigers make an adjustment to how they're attacking this one here. Chloe Moeller, there's corner. There's Addie Davis. She'll let one go. 3 ball, no good. Rebounded by Mackey. Kale back the other way. Skip pass over to Mackey. Van Sluten, she'll let one go from 3. No good. Good box out by Foss Knight. Tigers hanging tight here. 31-27, a minute 30 to go in the third. Ottawa Hills will stick to this 3-2. Van Sluten doing a nice job kind of controlling the paint there. Ball hits the deck. We have another jump ball. Right idea, just didn't execute the pass there. That pass ended up at the feet of Aletha Foss Knight.
Greg, I'm keeping live stats, except for rebounds, which we don't normally do. Right now, 35 threes total shot in the game. 10 of 35 for both teams. Liberty Center 5 of 20, and Ottawa Hills 5 of 15.
My kind of game. Let them fly. If you're open, let them fly. Skyver, 3 ball, no good. Rebounded by Mackey. Mackey to Skyver. She'll attack again. Steps around, Caston Miller up and good. Kendall Skyver starting to assert her dominance here. Extended that lead to 6.
16 for Skyver.
Going to some sort of box and 1 here as they're face guarding Addie Davis. Yeah, box and 1. Chloe Moeller, 3 deep. Nice job, Caston Miller. Tie her up. That'll stay here. Good job by Caston.
Yeah, I think Coach Davis is probably going to have to get another shooter in there, Greg.
Yep. Maybe see Cordes.
Yep.
Tigers ball on the baseline here. Addie Davis, she's open from the wing. 3 ball, no good. Rebound, Van Sluten. She'll go off the Kale, and here come the Green Bears back the other way. 30 seconds to go. Big possession here, Mark. Six difference between 6 or 8 or 9 feels big in the game like this where the Tigers have struggled to shoot the ball a little bit.
But I think it all comes down to the adjustments the Green Bears have made, getting Skyver down in the paint.
Yep, got her to the free throw line multiple times. It's Van Sluten. She'll attack. Step back 3 from the wing. Roll. Rattles home. Big shot by Sophie Van Sluten, and that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter. The score on your 3-chord scoreboard, the Ottawa Hills Green Bears 36, your Lady Tigers 27.
A couple stats right now. Liberty Center shooting 8 of 27 overall for 30%, where Green Bears are 11 of 32 for 34%. Big third quarter. Let me pull up shooting by quarter here. I know I got it somewhere. Maybe. Got to love our new scoring system. We've got an automated.
My quick math, Mark, if you go back to your first quarter averages, I believe both teams hit their first quarter average there. 13-5, I believe, was the score in that quarter.
It is exactly.
Yeah, so, again, good adjustments by Ottawa Hills, and the Lady Tigers just need to find a way. That 3-2 zone as opposed to the 2-3 is giving them a little bit of fits here in terms of turning the ball over and not getting the same quality of shots as they were in the first half.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about shot attempts. Liberty Center only 5 2-point attempts, 3 of 5. Ottawa Hills, they were really low on that, but they've picked that up in this quarter with getting down in the paint, getting their big players down. They're now 5 of 15 from 2-point land, 33%. 6 of 17 from 3-point land for the Golden Bears. Liberty Center 5 of 22 from 3-point.
5 of 22 from 3 and just 3 for 5. 5 2-point attempts here
and
out of
22.
the Lady Tigers. Wow.
Addie Davis 3 of 14 from 3.
Well, the good news, though, Mark, is the Tigers
got to shoot, baby.
And Tigers are no stranger to comebacks here. So let's see if they can have a little run here to start the quarter. There it is, just a lob up. Skyver catches up, 2, no good. Second one up, no good. She bats it away, controlled by Potts. She'll find Kale. She'll let one go, no good. Chloe Moeller battles for the rebound, Lady Tiger basketball.
And Ottawa Hills wanted a foul, but I'll tell you what, Brooklyn Moeller made a great play on the backside to hit the ball before Skyver got it up towards the rim.
So Tigers get that stop they needed to start the quarter to see if they can get a bucket to follow. Ottawa Hills stays in that 3-2. Tigers will work it around the perimeter here. Addie Davis, deep 3, short. Brooklyn Moeller saved it, but maybe stepped out of bounds before she got a hand on it.
I think he's got to go to Cordes here pretty soon, Greg. I don't want to second guess the coach, but
put a second shooter on the floor.
Put a second shooter on the floor.
Yep. Oh, there she did. There you got it. She got it.
I thought she did that numerous times down the floor.
That one got on the hip there, and she carried it with her, and be Tiger basketball. Don't work too hard, Addie. Just get into Brooklyn and go. Yep, good. Now, in this situation where they're face guarding Addie Davis, Foss Knight, there you go. Foss Knight should have a field day in there somewhere. If she just keeps moving, don't be stationary, keep moving. Yep, Tiger's going to have to find someone willing to attack or knock one down here.
Shoot it.
Brooklyn Moeller, she'll try it deep from 3, no good. Rebound Kale. Kale outlets to Skyver. And as we say that, Mark Kennecortis is at the scorer's table here. Sophie Van Sluten, 3 ball, no good. That's going to stay. Yep. Kennecortis checking in for Lady Tigers.
The other player, Greg, I can look at my stats here real quick. That was Brooklyn Moeller's only second shot of the game.
Yep.
And she normally can kind of hit a couple that just makes the defense think a little bit.
Foul's going to go on Foss Knight there. I tell you, they're a lot of their stuff is based on throwing the ball up to Skyver to start it. Even that baseline of bounds there, ball's going to get thrown up to Skyver here, up top.
That's Foss Knight's third.
Brody Kale, corner 3, no good. Foss Knight with the rebound. Kennecortis checks in for Caston Miller here. Back to the 3-2, regular 3-2 zone for Ottawa Hills. Square up. When you get that ball, Aletha needs to square up. Square up. Eyes to the rim. Kennecortis, top of the key 3 ball. Boom!
There you go.
Kennecortis knocks one down. You called for it, Mark. They sub her in, and on cue, Kennecortis steps up, knocks down a big 3 for the Lady Tigers.
Almost like I know what I'm talking about. I don't.
Almost.
But I've watched a lot.
That brings the score to 36-30. The Lady Tigers cut that lead to 6 with 6 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter.
Yep, couple of foul situations. Chloe Moeller with 3, Foss Knight with 3. Van Luton for the Green Bears with 2. Nobody else with more than 1 foul. Skyver now with 16. She's come on strong here in the second half. Liberty Center is led by Addie Davis with 11. Foss Knight with 10. Cordes with 6. Chloe Moeller with 3. Again, fouls. Only Liberty Center's got 2 players in with 3 fouls.
You know, one thing, Mark, as they're coming out of timeout here, that'd be interesting is I wonder if Coach Davis, kind of like he did in the Evergreen game, go to some full court stuff here and see if Potts and Kale, you assume Skyver can handle that ball and Van Sluten, but see if those other girls can handle some full court pressure against Brooklyn Moeller, Chloe Moeller, and the like.
Yeah, get your strengths in the forefront.
So there it is. Chloe's in the full court here. Yep, she's in the full court. They're going to give it up, though, and give it to Potts. She'll find Sophie Van Sluten. Guarded by Brooklyn Moeller now. Oh. Potts attacks. No good. Deflected away. Kicked out. That's Kale. 3. No good. Chloe Moeller controls. Chloe Moeller will push. Good recognition over the top of Skyver. Find Foss Knight. Foss Knight kicks. Brooklyn Moeller, 3-ball corner. Deep. Battle for the board. And get a foul on the Lady Tigers.
Cordes?
Yeah. It's got to be, just her first. Just a second on the team. Tigers will extend just a little bit here with Chloe Moeller. Mackey in the corner. Reverse deflected away by Addie Davis off of Mackey. That's Tiger ball.
So what, Cordes, too, she did not turn her back. She stayed face guarding the Green Bear player, and she was able to help with the assist of the Green Bear.
They're going to go
out of bounds.
back to this box and one. Kenna Cordes, get those feet set. You're going to get one here. Get those feet set, Kenna. Good, Brooklyn. Good pass fakes there. You need to get Kenna Cordes. Yep, there we go. Reverse, one more. Hit it. Ooh. Turns down the first one. Oh, right idea. Right idea. Didn't execute the pass. There's Mackey on the attack. Back to Kale. Kale to Van Sluten up top. She'll control. There's the help by Chloe Moeller on Skyverd. To the deck everybody goes. Stays with the Green Bears.
And
they're putting Skyverd. They wanted to put Skyverd on the block there, which they did. Tigers bring a backside defender to deflect it away. 36-30, 4:44 to play. There's Mackey. She'll take the 15-footer from the corner. Oh, long rebound to Kale. Potts will attack. She's going to get a wide open layup. Good seal. Long offensive rebound. They haven't gotten many of them, but when they did there, that's an important one. 4:29 to go. Tigers down 8. Kenna Cordes to Brooklyn Moeller. Brooklyn over to Chloe. Finds Foss Knight. She'll square up. Boom. 12-footer's good to go. Lead the Foss Knight.
How good is that,
That's
Greg?
smooth.
I mean, you got a post player that could just pull up from 10 feet.
And that's such a high release mark. That's hard to guard. Even if you're there, she can shoot it right over top of you. Mackey, another 15-footer from the corner. No good. Addie Davis controls for the Lady Tigers. She'll be guarded by Potts full court. Kenna Cordes here. If they're going to stick to this box and one, which they are, Kenna Cordes needs to get those feet set on the free throw line, knock down a big shot right here. Chloe down, Foss Knight top of the key. Kenna, there it is. Oh, she'll turn down the first one. She'll attack, kick back out. Addie Davis. Addie Davis attacks. Chloe Moeller attacks. Nothing doing. Foul going to be called there on Skyver.
Her second.
6-point game, Mark. They're hanging around. Tigers have one big bucket away here. One big bucket away from really making this thing interesting. Addie Davis from the corner. 3-ball. In and out. They got the look they wanted, just not able to knock it down. Van Sluten will control here for the Green Bears. 3:20 to go. Looks like Ottawa Hill is going to try to go to a little bit of a stall. Maybe look down to Skyver. Digging around. They're going to call the foul. Put Skyver straight on the block there. Nothing fancy about that. No screen, no backside action. Just put it on the block, try to get her the ball. Tigers get called on the foul. They're trying to triple team. Kale will be the inbound. Up top to Skyver.
Timeout.
Timeout, Green Bears.
Greg, that was exactly one of the plays we talked about earlier. They just chuck the ball up in the air and
she goes and gets it.
Goes and says, "Okay, you got me here."
You know, this is as a coach, Mark. You're in that Green Bear huddle right now. This is that kind of in between time, that gray area. You don't want to stall, because if you stall with 3 minutes to go, you're a turnover away from turning this into a one-possession game. But you don't want to take a bad shot. I think right here, and I don't know their team super well, but I'm thinking nobody does anything till Kendall Skyver touches the ball, and after that we're layups only, layups and fouls only.
Right.
But a girl like Sophie Van Sluten, a very confident player, if she gets an open three, I wouldn't be surprised if she lets one fly too.
Yeah, and that's one of those. No. Oh, okay, it went in.
Exactly. Yeah. Tigers going to stick to that man-to-man. Be Brody Kale to inbound. There's Van Sluten.
Send her up top.
There's a lob over the top. Deflected out of the Tiger basketball. Yep.
But Brooklyn Moeller made a nice play to drop down on that backside and cut that lane off, and she couldn't get to the ball.
They're going to stick to this box and one. This has got to be Kenna Corda's time here. Find a way to get her feet set on the three-point line. Get out, Kenna. Get out, Kenna. Good. Now reverse. Good attack by Chloe Fosnight. Up, no good. Offensive rebound, Chloe Moeller. Brooklyn Moeller in the corner. To Chloe. Fosnight. The high post gets it deflected away, no foul. Van Sluten will push here for the Green Bears. They find Skyver. She's guarded by Fosnight. There's Mackey on the wing.
Fosnight now on Skyver.
Addie Davis will foul. 2 minutes and 3 seconds to go here. So this is probably, I'm going to say this is probably a very selective fouling here. You got 4 fouls. You want to foul whoever Coach Davis has identified as their shooter, the one they want to take the free throws. If they get the ball, maybe you foul them, but maybe if it's somebody else, you don't. So it'll be Skyver at the half-court line, guarded by Brooklyn Moeller. Addie Davis will foul Potts.
That's her 4th.
So there's the double bonus. I'm confident in saying Alexa Potts was the one they identified. As we look at those, the season long, she's a 50% free throw shooter.
You beat me to it. Both of us scouring our stat reports.
Looks like the first one up. It's going to rolls in. The one you don't want to foul here, according to the numbers, is Van Sluten. She's above a 70. She's a 72.1% free throw shooter. Skyver, 68.1. Oh, she's going to use all the rim times 2.
And we say that, but Potts now is a perfect 4 for 4 for the game.
There you go. So Davis pushes. Don't have to panic here. It's an 8-point game. Kenna Cordes on the wing.
Oh,
Kenna.
shoot that.
Let that go, Kenna. Shoot it. Kenna Cordes, 3 ball. No good.
I like
Brooklyn
it,
Moeller
though.
tracks down the rebound. Minute 30 to go. Tigers down 8. Caston Miller in the corner, finds Addie Davis. Davis to Kenna. Kenna around to Brooklyn. Kenna's got to let that go. Brooklyn, she'll let it go from the wing. No good. Caston Miller, great rebound. Caston Miller pulls that out of there for the Lady Tigers. She pivots around, finds Brooklyn. Minute 10 to go. Ball thrown out of bounds. Turnover, Lady Tigers. Ball goes back to the Green Bears. 40-32, minute 9 to go. Now you're going to see some full court pressure here from the Lady Tigers.
Yep, Elena Chambers comes in.
Timeout, Green Bears. So Coach Davis there, before that timeout, had subbed out Addie Davis and her 4 fouls to keep her from fouling out of the game. And again, Mark, so now you're in a tough spot because, as you said, Alexa Potts 4 for 4 from the line. Even though the numbers coming in might say that's the one you foul, tonight's numbers say that's not the one you foul.
Yeah, Liberty Center, still the shot differential just amazes me. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but Liberty Center 6 of 29 from three-point land, 4 of 7. Ottawa Hills, and the numbers for Ottawa Hills was very lopsided in the first half, and they've come back strong. They're now 6 of 20 from 2-point and 6 of 22 from 3-point. So teams are shooting 12 of 42 for the Ottawa Hills Green Bears, 29%. Liberty Center, 10 of 36.
And we're up to 41 threes, 51 threes.
51 threes.
51 three balls been shot in tonight's game. And
78 shots.
Anytime you've got 51 threes shot in a game, Mark, that's probably by design. That's from a defensive standpoint, that's what you're giving up. That's what both teams are kind of taking here.
Well, and they're respectfully shooting 27% for the Green Bears and 21% for the Tigers, so the plan's working.
So they're going to double team Skyver here on the inbound. They'll get it into Brody Kale to Van Sluten. Here comes a double team. Brody Kale gets it to Mackey, and they're going to foul Mackey. That's, if I mispronounce it, I apologize. I believe Maeve.
Yeah, Maeve Mackey. And that's Keston Miller. That'll be her second foul.
Good. Mackey knocks it down. Offense, defense substitution here. And then we're going to get our first Gabby Conrad substitution. So Gabby Conrad, the senior, checks in here.
And she's got a broken bone in her foot,
Yep.
but she's a warrior.
She's trying. Mackey, nothing but net, pure on both.
They are 12 of 16 overall from the foul line.
Be Chloe Moeller brings it up for the Lady Tigers. Finds Fosnight. Fosnight to Chloe. Around to Kenna Cordes. Kenna Cordes tries baseline, finds Fosnight. She'll step through the double team. Kicks out to Cordes.
Liberty Center
Around Gabby Conrad. She'll attack. Nothing doing. Finds Fosnight. Cordes, 36 seconds to go. Got to attack. Blocked out of bounds by Sophie Van Sluten. So 42-32, 32 seconds to go. Need a quick one and a timeout here. Addie Davis turns down the first one. Finds Cordes. Cordes around. Fosnight, no good. Rebounded by Conrad. Conrad will get fouled.
Fosnight just chucked the Green Bear defender.
I think she thought she got fouled on that jump shot and was not happy that there was not a whistle. Well, we're still not shooting here, so baseline out of bounds.
Only 2 fouls for the Green Bears.
Chloe Moeller inbounds it, deflected out of bounds by Skyver. 20 seconds to go. Tigers down 10. Inbound to Cordes. She'll find Fosnight. Deflected away by Van Sluten. Kale comes up with it. 10 seconds to go. And that'll do it. The final score here from the Grand Canyon District semifinal action is your Ottawa Hills Green Bears 42 and your Lady Tigers 32. And that will conclude what has been a fantastic season. Certainly a tumultuous season for the Lady Tigers, but nothing to hang your hat about. A very valiant effort here in the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, you know, you never want to make excuses or reasons for say, because you just have to play. But I'll tell you, the girls did that this year.
No
they,
question.
They could have just packed it in. You know, you've got your point guard and probably one of your best athletes, Hope Atkinson, goes down with an ACL. You're just getting on a roll, and then you get another ACL injury.
Yep.
But it was interesting. The national anthem, we had 2 girls in crutches out in the.
Yep. I mean, and really, when you think about tonight's game, Mark, in particular, whatever we finished from 3, 6 for 29.
6 of 29.
Put Hope Atkinson out there shooting a couple of those, and that's more like 11 or 12 for 29 probably.
And that's a difference.
Yep.
So small things make a big difference here. But overall, the Lady Tigers will finish 12-12 on the season. And just I want to call a great performance. A young team. The future's bright. A lot of good things happened this year. A lot of adversity that was overcome.
And again, a tip of our cap to Coach Davis and his assistant coaches on a job very well done. The ladies, you could tell that they battled for them. They fought through a bunch, and really, when Coach Davis looks back at this season, and I think he's going to appreciate what they accomplished in terms of what they overcame, and go back to that evergreen game and that those last moments of that game and that feeling of that comeback. I think that's kind of the signature sort of win, the signature kind of that stands out to me for this basketball team.
Yeah, and I talked to Coach Davis a little bit during the week, and I just said, tell me, what's the biggest thing this year that you've figured out? And he looked at me, he just said, the amount of things I've learned.
There you go.
Has been astronomical.
Yeah.
So hats off to him and his coaching staff. So, all right, we're going to get out of here from the Grand Canyon. Greg, appreciate your time this season. We look forward to Your tournament run starts Friday.
Yep.
I will be watching from afar. The guys will have the game. We'll have that on Tiger Sports Live. And if victorious, we will have you back here, I believe, on the 3rd.
Tuesday against
Against
Tuesday.
Paul.
We don't know, but potentially Paulding. At 6 o'clock. That'd be a 6 o'clock game.
6 o'clock game. We'll have that. Boom Boom Ballman will be there. So for Greg Badenhop on the call, Boom Boom Ballman on the camera, and wild Billy Bowser. We broke him out, break glass in case of an emergency. Cameraman over there coming out of the mothballs. We appreciate all you guys. I'm Mark Bly, and as always, folks, it's good night, everybody, and it's good Tiger Sports.